This is my Lee Pro 1000. I'm loading 9mm here, as you can see. I went ahead and took off the automatic feeder because I'm just feeding by hand. This is the primer, which a lot of people have problems with. I try to keep it full. If it gets down to about here, sometimes it'll stop feeding. So where the bullets come out, I usually just have a box there to keep it. I've got some clean brass, 9mm. I just set them in an old case so I can kind of make sure they're all the caps are evenly, the primers are evenly put in, and that they're all level, same size. I do use my calipers and set it up originally, make sure that it's all within specs with the powder drop. This is my powder drop. There's some numbers here for different amounts of powder. Oops, there you go. You can see there's different amounts of powder that you can turn it to. You can turn it to off or on. I've been going through, loading a couple hundred rounds, so I'm running through it. I'm using Lyman's load data and some blue dot powder. On my dies, on the top of my Progressive, I've got just this is a standard deprimer. So when I put the new case in with the, oh, that one's already been punched out. But look, this is standard clean brass. After I get it out of the cleaner, looks like this. So I'll put that in there. And then on my primer on the upstroke, I watch this primer go down and I can put it and seat it in there. Then when it goes up in the upstroke, the powder drops. And then when it comes over here, it's got powder in it. So what I do is I take a visual check of the powder, and then I seat the bullet on top, just like that. And let's see if I can hold it while I'm pulling this up. And as I come up, I'm feeling for it to push out the primer. See it fall down there in the middle. Now it's seated the bullet. The powder's dropped. And then as I push it back down, it'll start to rotate. And then I watch see how the primers go forward one. And then as I push it down, it'll seat that other primer as I push it up. Then I do a visual check of the powder, seat the bullet, put in another bullet right here. Go ahead and push up. And as I come down, once again, check the primer, seat the primer. Put another bullet. Put another bullet on there. And that's pretty much how I do it. It works good for me. I've made a couple rounds of this press. It's a pretty good press for the, you know, for $100 I bought off Craigslist. I did have to take it apart and clean it. This drive mechanism here, if it gets loose, it'll stop actuating. It's fairly easy. There's a video online. I can maybe make a video of how to take it apart, but I can probably take it apart and put it back together now in the dark. I've done it a couple times. And as long as you keep that tight, that actuation is going to run pretty good. There's one other thing that could go wrong. There's what's called an auto hex ratchet, which comes with this when you originally buy it. You can buy these for like $3 or $4 online, and you can replace that if it gets stripped. But when I took mine apart, the only reason it wasn't actuating had nothing to do with the hex. It was more this drive bolt wasn't screwed in tight. It had loosened itself up over time.